Um, Hopping on live. I am now live on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm going to try to make today a bit of a shorter live. Yesterday, we had long chats yesterday, long chats. So I'm trying to get captions onto the Facebook and YouTube, and I'm not doing very well at that. So, anyhow, great to see everybody. I just did a short about New Year's resolutions and how I don't mind them. I think that anything that helps you move forward and make better habit choices, go for it. You know, um, I was actually on a live earlier um, by Man on the Manjaro. Dave, I don't know if it's still Man on Manjaro, but anyhow, and there are quite a few people on there that were talking about how they don't want to track every day. And I'm not tracking right now. I take breaks over vacation. And it's usually coincides with my kids' vacations. But I'll be honest, when I don't track, I don't do as well. And the long-term studies for people have shown the same. I'm not unique. I'm unique, just like everybody else. But for me, that which gets measured gets changed. I can't, if I'm going to go scientific method, I can't make changes unless I'm watching what I'm doing. So I've decided to start tracking my mood. I'm not very good at it yet. I already missed a day yesterday. Uh, I would like to also, I think, track energy levels. Um, the kiddo is 6, and I think I'm fighting something off, or I don't know. I don't know. I'm just really drained today. My sleep was less than optimal. I do track my sleep on an Oura Ring. Also wear an Apple Watch to bed, but I don't track as much on that because I don't like the apps as much. I mean, I can get more, I'm sure. But I just don't see the need. Anyhow, so this just to introduce you a little bit. I am Dr. Mo. Let me answer this question first. When I started Manjaro 2.5, my joint pain disappeared, moved up to 5, and it came back. Yeah, I have really a weird up and down with that for sure. I can eat more now than ever now that my weight was stable for about a year. I say was because this last week has been there ain't nothing stable about this. It is going up. Um, but I think the initial inflammation reduction for me was so profound that I just had huge results. And then, as time went on, it waxes and wanes. Sometimes not sometimes, when my food quality is poor, my joints hurt more. I get weird neuropathy type stuff. I started tirzepatide and cannot eat whatsoever. Yeah, that was me. I shouldn't say I couldn't eat anything, but there were some days where I was as low as 600 calories a day. I stayed hydrated, right? Here's my disclaimer. I have lots of disclaimers. There's no medical advice here. There is no legal advice here, and I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't contract with anybody to provide meds. I do have a private practice. I guess that's full disclosure, right? I do have a private practice in medicine. Period. That's about it. I did not stay in a Holiday Inn last night. I've been through a crap ton of education and I got a lot of debt to prove it. Let's see. So going through the stomach thing right now too. I'm 47. Hold on, let's see. Hold on. Yeah. So, okay. Back to not eating whatsoever. What shocked me the most, yeah, so nauseated yesterday. Nausea and dizziness for me, dehydration, right? Not medical advice, of course. I have to move this over. Sorry. I'm in a weird position. So I have one of these a day or something similar. I do like the Publix liquid IV versions. So I get those when I can. In the very beginning, though, when I first started Manjaro, I could eat like 3 grapes. Great. I'm good. I ate last Thursday. I stayed hydrated. My weight dropped quickly. I did not lose an exorbitant amount of muscle. I didn't have a lot to begin with. So anytime you do lose weight, an acceptable muscle loss would be about 25%. I believe I lost 28%. I haven't figured it out lately. It shouldn't change. I'm about the same. Can Manjaro cause dry mouth? No, but it can cause dehydration because so much of our fluids come in from food. So when my food intake dropped from Well, it was a bad spot for me. So when my food intake dropped drastically, we'll just say that my carbohydrate intake dropped drastically as well. Carbohydrate means you hold on to 3 grams of water for each gram of carbohydrate you ingest. So glycogen stores go down, fluids go down, everything goes down. And I was dry. I was down. I've had patients pass out. Water with salt and lime. Just skip the tequila. Just kidding. Not everyone needs to skip the tequila. I need to skip the tequila, but water with lime and salt sounds great, actually. Um, you don't have to have expensive electrolyte drinks. You can do literally, little flavor, a pinch of salt in there, and it will help. Um, was I able to eat after doing it for a while? Yes, I have been at a stable weight for about a year, 50 pounds down, and I can eat whatever I want now. Um, but in the beginning and when I would go up on dose, it was like, wow, I don't really want to eat, which was very weird for me since I don't have a full switch and um I don't have a full switch. I've been a binge eater. Food has been my drug of choice since I can remember age 6. So I get more out of lime salt water than liquid IV. That's awesome. Yeah, whatever works for you. I weirdly, I think it might be the potassium because I started out with coconut water because I was not ingesting a whole lot. And there is no starve mode per se. Okay. But there is a sweet spot with energy, hydration, and food intake. So you don't want to be a slug and feel like I do today by eating too little. Like I'm not hungry today. I just went down and made myself eat lunch, not because I need the calories, because I'm 6 pounds up or something silly. Um, but because I need the energy, if that makes sense. Some of it's mental as well. So yeah, I don't have a full switch. I don't know what, and I was talking to a dietitian and she's like, yeah, there's a small percentage of the population who has that. I'm like, I beg to differ because there are a lot of us out there and maybe we weren't born this way, but like any reward, right? I heard the best lecture on addiction a few years ago, more than a few, right? Time passes quickly as we get older. But once your reward system goes awry, right? So yeah, we like to eat, sleep, have sex, do those things, right? Once it gets pathological, it becomes more important than your next breath, right? So whatever that behavior is, for me, my drug of choice is food. So I mean, I would just my behaviors were pathologic. Let's just say that I was never a bulimic. I always wished I could be bulimic or exercise bulimic because being exercise bulimic probably would have helped my goals, my athletic goals. But well, that's how sick my brain is. I want to have another disease. um, Notice no difference in appetite, no weight loss on Mounjaro 2.5 for a week. Yeah, then it's not your dose. It's very individual. What I found with patients is that, some people can get on it and be like me, like, holy crap, this is a game changer. Why is my brain quiet? What the hell? There's nothing going on up there. There's a lot going on up there. But not about food. Some people, it takes them months to ramp up to 15, get on a dose that's going to make them lose. It takes a long time. So you just have to get to your dose. Like some people will go up, like they do well on 5, hate 7.5, like 10, it's very weird. And it's actually pretty unpredictable. I've always had a neuron was missing from my brain to my stomach. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, my neural pathways are all messy. And I'm sure I was born with some of it because I see some similar behaviors in relatives and such. But again, so many of us have those behaviors. So like, I don't even know. I learned to stop eating when the hunger goes away, lots of chewing, eat over a 20-minute period. Yeah, no, those are all great strategies for sure. I just don't do them well. I never did. So those strategies are all like cognitive behavioral strategies, which means your frontal lobe is driving the bus. My frontal lobe is almost never driving the bus around food for me. Does it help if I eat well and don't have food? Does it help if you eat well and don't have food talk either, but impossible to lose weight? So, if you stored extra, I'm going to explain this simply, so please don't get mad. This is the way I explain it to my 10-year-old. If you eat more than you burn, you store excess fat. And the way to get rid of that excess fat is to burn it and eat less than your body needs. because it supplements the rest off of your body to burn it. So what I found over the years, I'm also a certified sports nutritionist, certified life coach, was a athletic trainer, certified athletic trainer, held that certification for 26 years. I recently let that go. And dual triathlon coach certifications. Obviously, I like learning. Um, and currently obesity board eligible, and will be studying for lifestyle medicine boards as well. So anyway, that's my little disclaimer there. Um, but hold on. Eating well, increasing your nutrient density always helps, right? So, because no matter how you slice it, you want your body to be incorporating better nutrients to build a better body. I still have trouble with food quality, even after a year, because I spent so many years dieting. I think my brain is like, forget that. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not being vegan, or I'm not being going keto, or I'm not doing anything. I'm going to eat what I want. It's the internal toddler talk. It's funny. How long did it take me to lose the 50 pounds? I started July 4th, 2022, and I reached my low weight, my comfortable weight, a year ago. So, August, September, October, November, December. So 5 months. But the first month was epic. It was, a ton of inflammation. I was eating everything that wasn't nailed down. So not everybody has quite that drastic of a loss. I think I lost like 15, 17 pounds the first month, because my brain was quiet. It was peaceful up there. It was nice. Generic semaglutide for nearly 2 months and have only lost 5 pounds. That's a lot of dose info. Like, I've had patients be like, I've been on this for 8 weeks and I haven't lost really any weight. And I'm like, so have you talked to us to see about going up? Because the weight loss doses in studies for semaglutide were 1.7 and 2.4, and almost no one is there when they come to me and say, I've stalled. So that's a big thing. Calorie deficit. Like, did I have one? Yeah, I had to, because I had to use the food off my rear end. Nobody wanted it back there. Down 17 pounds since having my baby. Mounjaro helped give me my baby too. That's awesome. Yeah, PCOS game changer. We've had, I think, 6 Mounjaro Oops babies. One's like, I've tried for 10 years to get pregnant. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm like, we do. um, First month back on track to lose that same amount. It's amazing. Yeah, it is. Which doctor or company did I go through to get it? Here, let me tell you a story about that. I am a doctor. I am not your doctor on here. Do not get medical information from TikTok. Just come here to chat. But a friend of mine said she was going on Mounjaro, and she knew me. Like, we had done all the diets, all the things together, and she's like, I'm sure my nurse practitioner can help you, but I couldn't get in for like 2 to 3 weeks. And I was like, guys, like, I'm at the end of my rope here. Like, if I tie a knot and hang on, I'm going to tie it in a noose. Okay. It was not going well. So I Google online, Mounjaro online, right? So I'm like, there's telemedicine out there, right? Who knew? I am trained in emergency medicine. I'm board certified emergency medicine. I've been doing that for 14 years full time in a level 2 trauma center. 13 of that was in a level 2 trauma center. Roughly, I don't know, maybe 15. I don't know, whatever. A long time. I worked overnight, and so I got online and I said Mounjaro, Mounjaro prescription or something, and Push Health came up. So I went through Push, and within 2 hours had a great interaction with a nurse practitioner. I got a prescription ready to go. Month 2, rates go up. She tells me that I need a PA. Okay, fine. Don't care, because I just want the med, because holy cow, this is the first time I've had relief since I can recall, since I have conscious memories, And so her price went up. 3rd month, her price went up even more. And I was like, wait a second, I got to figure this out here. Why do I need a prior authorization? Well, because Walgreens said I needed a prior authorization. Well, I don't need a prior authorization. I don't have diabetes. My insurance is never going to cover it. Run the coupon. Thank you very much. So I told the pharmacy how to run the coupon, switched pharmacies to run the coupon. And then I just started kind of helping people, and people started saying, can you be my doctor? And I was like, I don't know, maybe. So a year and a half later, here I am. I run a lifestyle medicine practice. We are all virtual. My business name is Active Medical Solutions, and it is, it doesn't matter where I'm physically located. My heart is largely in Florida, which is my second state. I grew up in New York, outside of Buffalo. I'm scrolling because I need to find out our states. So we are in Alabama, Arizona, Florida, Indiana, Michigan, New York, Ohio, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, Wisconsin, and soon to be Louisiana. We had Louisiana before, and we've changed our structure so that we can take on Louisiana again. That was my story. Oh yeah, I forgot the part about my story where I went to my primary doc for help and he said, eat less and move more. Well, I've completed 7 Ironmans, a bunch of marathons. I know how to work out. I know how to diet. I probably know more than you do as a certified nutritionist, but I hate to tell you, it ain't working. So, oh, hi, Amber. Thanks. You're amazing. Thanks. I did not, I didn't even see Amber's comment. Thank you. We try to be amazing. Honestly, that's our goal. Our goal is to be the best out there. I don't compete against anybody else. There is no competition for me. I just do the best I can and show up. Is it recommended to start on a low dose? We always start people on a low dose. We had one slip through recently who started on 5 milligrams of tirzepatide and she was vomiting for like 4 days. Excuse me, because we never know how people are going to react. So like the patient who said above, or I shouldn't say patient, right? Because this is not medical advice. The person who said above that they're on, 0.25 of semaglutide or I can't remember, either or, and not feeling anything. 2.5 of Mounjaro, not feeling anything. Yeah, some people are like that, but we never know who. It could be like a huge dude, and he's like 2.5 is fine. Or I get a 140-pound female who's like, dude, I can't eat for a week, or I can't eat for a week, and then like the next one's the same weight, same height, same gender, whole thing. I had to get one patient to 15 for 3 months before a pound budged on her. I was like, man, you got some old stubborn fat there that does not want to go anywhere. All right, let's see. Hearing a lot about Mounjaro. I have a script for Wegovy. So if you have a script for Wegovy and you're just starting, you're probably not going to be able to find the dose. Novo Nordisk has had a shortage for quite some time. It was supposed to be, supply update. Novo. I'm sure it'll pop me up here. It was supposed to be fixed by September of 2023. It is not. So I'm just hopping on the website to see. Let's see. They're short-term out of stock for the 1.7 now through December. Now, unfortunately, it also says there are 5 strengths. They will continue to manage shipments, limiting quantities of the lower dose strengths to U.S. wholesalers for distribution to retail pharmacies in an effort to support continuity of care for existing patients. So they're going to limit those lower doses, period. I'm just infer whatever you want. So in the studies, Mounjaro resulted in more weight loss. But what I like to say is anecdotally, right? I have not done studies. I don't have tables for that. I do research on myself, but I don't do it on patients. Mounjaro across the board for us has a better side effect profile than semaglutide, but it also is more expensive if you are unable to go through a traditional pharmacy for cost reasons is usually the issue. We don't have, am I licensed in Massachusetts? I am not. If you go to amstelehealth.com, I have a link to Nicole Baldwin's website. She is a friend and colleague. We do a podcast together. She was my telehealth mentor in the beginning. I have shown her how to do private practice stuff. We elevate each other. And anywhere, she's nationwide. So anyone that doesn't have my states, I send over to her. There's no kickback. There's no nothing. It's just rising tide lifts all boats. Another Massachusetts provider is Mindy Curtin. Oh, I wish I could remember her website. But anyway, she's on Push Health as well. So you can go to Push and find her with M. Curtin, Curtin. That'll get you to Mindy. You're in Florida. Oh, we're in Florida. I'm a little envious. Just saying. I need a little palm tree therapy. All right. Any success getting PA approved for patients who've been on Mounjaro for a year and coverage changed? Depends. I always tell our patients you have to call your insurance company, ask them what the criteria are for approval for whatever drug we're looking for. Does it need a prior authorization and does it require step therapy? Because if they are only covering it for diabetic patients now and you don't have diabetes, it doesn't matter how many times I beg, plead, and ask for a PA to be approved. They don't care. They don't care. Oh, hey, Lauren, how are you? Started Mounjaro insurance sub switching. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm scrolling up. So obviously there's your answer to how you are. Losing hope sucks big fat donkey balls. Um, it does. It does because I so last week I was on a cruise and my s- lovely sick brain, we'll just call it what it is, okay? It was Monday and I brought my shot with me and I said I'm not going to take it because I'm on a cruise, I'm kind of nauseated. Here's my excuses, right? You hear these. I'm nauseated and I want to eat lots of cruise food. Well, within a week I'm up 6 pounds. My which isn't a big deal, right? I know that'll come off. My brain was a mess. My food noise was terrible. My energy level's bad. My sleep is bad. I was literally hopeless by the morning of the 23rd, which would have been the 25th was my shot day. So day 5, it took me 5 days to fall into that pit of despair. I was like, that's it? What are you, insane? Well, yeah, kind of the answer is yes. Because those grooves in my brain are so deep. They just go so far, you know? So anyway, highest dose of Wegovy. What are you doing wrong? Well, you're eating too much. Okay, that's my short. This is me being like super blunt. No matter how we slice it, it comes into calories in, calories out. Right? You can tell me it's because of metabolism or this and that, but if your metabolism is higher, you can eat more calories in. Right now, I battled weight for 40 plus years. So if you tell me I don't believe in, right, I'm fat shaming, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to subscribe to that. I dealt with this. Oh, I can't even tell you. Anyway, but so you're eating too much. So what? Okay. So we either need to, we need to find a sustainable way to, if you're on 2.4 of Wegovy, then we need to find a way to have a sustainable way for you to eat less, right? For us, we do lots of habit change. We have 4 pillars, 4 big rocks. We work on sleep, stress, protein, and hydration. Um, There's probably some more that should be in there, but realistically, I got to keep stuff simple in my brain, right? I'm an ER doc. Work in bullet points. And we work on those sometimes first, but if you've been stalled for 6 months, we would consider switching you to tirzepatide or adding on a metformin or an naltrexone or something of the sort, just try and work with the medications, and do the best. Now, one thing too, when I eat a lot of refined food, aka chocolate, ice cream, cookies, what refined food is. I don't need to call it out. It makes it like I'm not taking the drug. It fires up my brain so much and fires up my hunger so much that it's like I'm wasting my money. Do I work with insurance? um or comp? Oh, both. We don't, we're a full private practice, medical practice. So like if you come to me and you're like, listen, I'm kind of chicken for the shots, I want to try Rybelsus, I'll pay out of pocket. I don't care, do what you want. I mean, within reason, right? I'm going to keep you from doing something really stupid like taking Ozempic and Manjaro together, killing yourself. That'd be a bad idea. So um but I'm glad we were wonderful, Lauren. Thank you. Come back to us, we got to figure this out. I don't like hopeless. I've been hopeless. Um, Still waiting on federal BC to cover Zepbound. Called last week and it's still not covered. There is Zepbound. I checked yesterday and it was not on the FDA shortage list. I don't know if it has to be on the market a certain amount of time though, because we don't even have it locally here. Last I checked, it was last week. I went on a cruise. So it was just before that. How do I get started with our group? Go to amstelehealth.com and click be a patient. You will probably get a response. Oh shoot, it's only 2:30 by the end of the day. And if you end up, I mean, we could have a prescription to your pharmacy by the end of the day today. Either farm, depending. I've got lots of staff. Private pay. Yeah, no, we don't. So here's how we work with insurance. We don't take it. We are completely, we do not take insurance. We provide telehealth services in a way such that Medicare and Medicaid do not pay for it. So we do not do CPT codes. We do not do billing codes. We do not submit claims to insurance. We are a completely cash pay medical practice. We do not replace primary care. Your primary care doctor is way too important for that. What we do is I kind of figure your primary care doctor has enough time and bandwidth, and I say bandwidth because it's staff as well, to get you to like a grade C, grade B minus. We want to get you to an A. We want to take that extra that extra step and get your weight controlled, your metabolism supported. We do prescribe stuff for hair loss or skin sag. See my little turkey neck's getting better. I'm kind of excited. Sorry, I moved away from my microphone, so I probably got funky. Anyhow, so that's that. So that's, I go to amstelehealth.com and click be a patient. Oh yeah, by the way. And if you're in states other than ours, go to amstelehealth.com, scroll down where it says, if you're not in these states, click here. Okay. That goes to Nikki. The only state she is not licensed in is Pennsylvania. I think I'm going to get Pennsylvania. Anyway, because it's where my husband went to college. I only pick the states that I have like an emotional tie to for some reason. And so another thing, if you click be a patient, you guys are like, these guys just suck. I hate them. We don't charge you. And there's no contract, right? You don't pay for 6 months. If you're like, you know what, I think I'm going to go, like we've had people go to like primary care doc and they're like, hey, my primary says they can do it. Great. Freaking go. If they can, 99% of them come back in a month because their primary care doctor does not have the bandwidth to go through, hey, listen, I've stalled. What do I do? They're like, I don't know, eat less and work out more. Like, okay, but how do we do these things? How do we walk through these? We have calls, like tonight we have a call for our patients at 7 p.m. My times are central. And we're starting next week with, I think it's next week already. Yeah. A 2 p.m. call for patients as well on Tuesdays. I probably should do it on Wednesdays, but I wanted to do 2 different ways, 2 different days. So anyhow, what do I think of insurance who are required to also take, performing? It was probably metformin, autocorrected. So the metformin doesn't bother me as much as the insurances that require patients to take phentermine, which literally says, I'm sorry, like a side effect of phentermine is listed as a heart attack. I'm not saying it's common, but I'm not taking a drug that has a side effect of a possible heart attack. That's kind of against my my goals in life. So insurance is going to do whatever the hell they're going to do. We don't have any control over that. Yeah, denied our Zepbound. I'm going to try. I'm getting new insurance on the 1st. And I'm going to see. You can tell from the look on my face. I do not anticipate insurance doing much. And I'm sorry, I'm usually much more energetic than this. I'm drained today. My sugar's all over the place now. Considering diabetes testing, is that dumb? Hell no. Hell no. What I would do if you were my patient, because this is not medical advice, of course, get a glucose monitor, check 2 separate measurements, non-fasting and fasting, twice each, right? Because if you're over 200 non-fasting, that meets criteria for diabetes. If you're over 126, I could be wrong on that. See, this isn't medical advice because I usually have to look this up, but I'm not around 126. I've had patients do that with like, well, I'm pre-diabetic, and I said, well, just check your blood sugar so we can get the numbers. And they're like, dude, I'm diabetic. I'm like, yeah, you are. One came back at like 260 non-fasting. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. So no, not dumb at all. I'm actually, after the first of the year, like I said, my insurance is terrible right now. So I'm going to get blood work and look at my cholesterol and see how that's gone and see how everything has gone. Walmart has the monitor for like $9 and strips are $5. Nice. Thanks. That's great. I really want to do a continuous glucose monitor just to see what happens when I eat like the Hershey's Kisses. And, but I'm nervous, right? I'm nervous and it's expensive. Anyway, I think I have a monitor from when I did keto. Yeah, you very well may. What do I prescribe for skin sag? So the biggest thing, I hate to say this, is time. But I also use a vitamin C and hyaluronic acid. There's some stuff I don't take anything prescription for this. We are going to sell the products that I do use after the first of the year. I do that face because the way it is now, I have to call my rep and tell him individually what my patients want, which is kind of a pain in the butt, dude. I need like a click through. I need patients to be able to order this stuff because it is expensive as hell, but I can get a huge discount. So it's not like list price. So that's my goal, right? Simple, sustainable service. And I use Just Do It. I know, Linda, GoodRx does help. I need to do it. I know I need to do it. It's super helpful. I would love to try your products when available. I'm in Florida. Oh yeah. So ideally those, because they're not going to be prescription. Now, the compound pharmacies we have do a ton of derm stuff. I am telling you, they do so many derm things. I just haven't tried them, so I can't say, oh yeah, this is great. But like biotin for hair loss, they would do like the biotin Rogaine. They do foam that you put in your hair. They do all kinds of stuff. For my hair loss, I just did collagen, lots of protein, and thyme. So, what are my feeling great numbers? So my feeling great weight number is, I love this, right? I'll tell you my age, my weight, all kinds of embarrassing facts. I turned 50 on Saturday. I'm getting ready to turn 50 on Saturday. So there's the holy shit moment. I am 5'4", small framed, and I feel best about 118. I am not that currently. I am already up. Hold on. State Medical has Libra 3 CGM for $99 a month, no prescription needed. It's weird that no prescription's needed. How do they do that? That should be illegal. But I don't care. I mean, not that I don't care. I don't like illegal stuff, but I'm like, They probably have their people who are doing it behind the scenes, I guess. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jamie. Oh, good to see you. Hey, I love my people. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm 51. It's not that bad. All right, good. Crossing the threshold. No, I mean, I'm healthier mentally and physically than I was at 40 or 30 or sure shit 20, man. That was ugly. So is Zepbound expected to have fewer side effects? I'm so scared to be sick all the time. So Zepbound is exactly the same medication as Mounjaro, but rebranded for weight loss because it's now approved by the FDA for chronic weight management, chronic obesity related diseases. I don't know what I remember I read it at the time, but it's already been like 2 months. So I forgot, because we all know what we're going to take it for. The vast majority of people are not sick all the time. You're going to hear about the squeaky wheels. You're going to hear about the Ozempic people with gastroparesis. Some of them are also, because Ozempic is approved for diabetes, some of them are also diabetics, and that gives you gastroparesis. So these drugs do slow down your gastric motility. So it slows the tract down, but that's their job, right? We don't want our food to run right through. We want to absorb it well. We want to maintain our metabolic support. We want to use what's in our food appropriately, right? Super nifty. And if you don't like it, you can go off, right? My body aches on Mounjaro. I couldn't do it. So here, I get the worst pain. This is anecdotal, right? Not medical advice. Between my shoulder blades. Like it felt like I had the flu. My body, like it hurt to touch my skin. It still does if I do not drink a Body Armor Light or similar electrolyte stuff a day. It's super weird. Let's see. Haven't really been sick. Yeah, cool. Nice. My doctor said it doesn't cause as much nausea. Yeah. No, just order. Nice. Okay. The side effect profile for tirzepatide, which is Mounjaro / Zepbound, or the tirzepatide-like compounds that you get from other pharmacies, the side effect profile is much better. No side effects, slight nausea if I'm not hydrated. Nice. My track's already slow. No parathyroids. Is this even an option? That's something you got to discuss with your doctor, because there's risk benefits, right? If you don't have parathyroids, I would talk to your endo about that, because those are some really dig in concepts. Because once you start mucking with your hormonal axis, now fat itself also messes with your hormonal axis. It becomes, once we gain excess fatty tissue, that it actually becomes an endocrine organ secreting hormones that are going to feed into those pathways and really mess things up. But it may well be an option, because if it's already slow, like, I mean, I'm prone to constipation, right? So when I started taking this, I was like, wow, I'm never going to go again. So that was a lot of management. Oh, nice. No thyroid and non-functioning parathyroid. My endo prescribes it for me. God love you. Thanks. So yeah, talk to your doctor on that for sure. And, I've actually had endocrinologists say, yeah, I'll approve you for a GLP-1, but I can't manage it. Then they have come to us. So that's kind of fun. What if you already have mild gastroparesis? I would do a hard no on that. I would do other medications. Or, take a look at your transit time and see why. I mean, the patients I've seen with see, I remember I'm from the ER. So the patients that I've seen with gastroparesis are retching and in 10 out of 10 pain, right? Because it's not just slow motility, it is pain and vomiting. So that's a real big doctor question. Um, let's see. Yep, no thyroid either. You got no parts up there. Um, yeah, no, that's awesome. Okay, good. I caught up on comments. I think if I missed any, just repeat them. I'll scroll just a little bit to see. Weird to see you on TikTok live of all places. Oh my God. I'm so glad I scrolled, G. I am so glad I scrolled. In Atlanta. Um, oh, I know. I miss your face. I miss your face. Um, G and I used to be on the ground in said level 2 trauma center in the middle of a shit show. Let's just call it what it is. I want to try again, but I felt like I had a sunburn. So we had a patient that had tremendous sun sensitivity. But yes, that skin sensitivity for me was all hydration and electrolytes. What happens when you get off the meds? If you look, I gotta scroll because I missed a lot. You I'll grab the Revive RX one too. We do not have an account. Let me do the Revive RX one first because it's a shorter question. We do not have an account through Revive RX. We tried and they just ignored us. So I need a company who's going to be more receptive than that. Our compounding pharmacies are we talk a lot. What happens when you come off the meds? If you look in the studies, even though everything was kept the same with diet and habit intervention, people regained the weight. The majority of people regained the weight because this isn't just a speed. It's not just a diet pill. This is a metabolic changer. And it's a brain state changer. So it's a big deal. Let's see. Yeah, nausea. Yep. Okay. I am so glad I scrolled. All right. What happens when you get off it? Can you ever get off? So no, we do have people who get off successfully and do not gain short term, right? Because we don't have long term data on our patients who have stopped, but we do have a few who've stopped. There's actually a Facebook group, Life After Mounjaro / tirzepatide or something or other. I'm in that group just because I love to hear people's stories, what they do get off. I'm just not that person yet. I don't know. Maybe a year from now I will be. Who knows? Today's not that day. I know I used to joke all the time because, my husband was like, this should be like an 18-month thing and then you can get off. And I'm like, so the funny thing is I, tried getting off right at 18 months inadvertently, right? I skipped last week. But my joke to him was always, well, I don't know when I'm getting off, but I know I'm taking it Monday. And I didn't take it last Monday. And I'm going to tell you, I'm taking it Monday. So, and sometimes even in maintenance, I go up in dose because my food noise is horrible. My appetite is skyrocketed. So I'll occasionally go up to 7.5, especially so the first time I did that was over Easter because the Cadbury mini eggs got me. It took me 7 weeks of white knuckling to try to get out of the cycle. And finally, my provider that I have now was like, just go up for a week. I'm like, that would have been easier than trying to shame myself and feel like a horrible person. So what is my shot schedule in maintenance? I am a Mounjaro Monday kind of gal because what better day to start a new diet, right? I gotta shift a little. My butt hurts, even though it's got a little more padding than normal. I take 5 milligrams every Monday of tirzepatide. And there, like I said, there are some weeks that I take 7.5 because I'm crazy. No, my brain's a mess. Do I offer lipo B injections to go along? Yeah. Well, we have lipo injections. We have B12s. We've got whatever the compound pharmacies offer that is not controlled substances. We are not set up as a practice to prescribe controlled substances because I don't want to. And it's my practice. It's just I don't like it. I finally got my Zepbound. Nice. Sad when you end up going off because of out of stock for weeks. Yeah, we've had people who've had to go with compounding pharmacies because of the shortages. They people want to blame other people for that. But if the companies could meet the demand, that'd be great. I mean, that's kind of, yeah, is what it is. Mounjaro isn't a diet though. I wonder this one. If you had Rona, when would I start Zepbound? Oh, I got to tell you about my COVID story. It's not a diet though, it should be a lifestyle change. It should be. I agree. Some people can use it to change and then maintain those changes. I am not that person yet. My comment was filtered. Oh God. So that's ridiculous. So they're okay. It's fine. Let me just carry on and not get on my soapbox about censorship. Um, I gained 20 pounds with the vid because I could not get my high from food. So for me, if I had it, I would start it because I had no taste. Now, there are different vid viruses now that are not the original, not the OG nightmare. There were before too. That part's not new. But if I had a virus, when would I start it? Sort of depends. If I had diarrhea, I'd start Mounjaro now because it makes me constipated. So that's real. I mean, that's technically a doctor question that I probably shouldn't answer, but whatever. It's not medical advice. If it were me, if I had a virus, I'd probably just go ahead and start it. Thanks. Thanks. Let's see. I started closing the kitchen at 7. Yeah, that was one of my rules for a while. Problem is I break them. I set them, I break them. Please repeat the 3 questions to ask insurance. So you're going to ask insurance so if they cover, list the drugs. Ask them, do you cover Wegovy, Ozempic, Mounjaro, Zepbound, Rybelsus, or any other GLP-1 in those classes? And they're going to say, yes, we cover Mounjaro. Here's what they're probably going to say. We cover Mounjaro, Ozempic, and Rybelsus and Trulicity. And you're going to say, okay, what are the clinical criteria for coverage? And they're going to say, you have to have diabetes. And you have to, or no, the first they're going to say you have to have a prior authorization. You're going to say, okay, so what are the clinical criteria to get the prior authorization approved? And they're going to say you have to have diabetes. And you're going to say, okay, great, thanks. Now, the other question is, does it require step therapy? So they'll say, oh, Mounjaro's covered with no clinical criteria. God bless them. But then they'll say you have to do step therapy. Sometimes the step therapy meds are just as expensive. So you've got to ask them, what are the medications that you're going to need to take for step therapy? So yes, thank you for putting that on there for me. I have to do a Weight Watchers program for 6 months first with your insurance. Well, most of us have done that over and over. Noom, Weight Watchers. I'm still in OA because that's more of a program for living. It's what to do when the food's gone, you know. How do you live in your brain when the food's gone? Because took away my blankie. 7 pounds left. I've been on 12.5 for 2.5 months. What do I recommend to get that 7 off to hit goal? It's kind of, you can be patient or you can go up. You know, we're real lenient with our people. Not lenient, but we help you run the show together as long as you're not going to do something dangerous, right? I'm not going to tell you to go up from 5 to 15. But if you're like, you know what, I just want a little bit more appetite control. Let's see how the 15 goes. We're like, okay, let's try it. Because you can always go back down, especially if you're on compounded, then you go right back down. Lots of protein, lots of water. Some people will say increase your activity level. It always speaks to me of eat less and move more, but really you have to. Because it's still ingrained that I get really aggravated that my primary care doc told me that. How much does it cost with no insurance? If you do not have commercial insurance, you cannot use savings cards. So for regular Zepbound, it would be $1,063, which it's always cheaper at the pharmacy if you look through GoodRx. It's like $975 or so for tirzepatide. And if you take Wegovy without a coupon, it's $1,300. I could be wrong, so I'm close to though. And then Ozempic without insurance is $900 or so. That might be with the coupon. Anyhow, point is, if you do the compounded version, you can get semaglutide for sometimes as cheap as like $140 for a month at starting doses, and then tirzepatide, I might be lying to you, $220, I think, something like that. And then our medical services are $89 a month. No contract. If you like you said, if you start talking to us and you're like, these guys are crazy, I don't like the way they do things, we do the majority of our care by text. So you're not sitting in a doctor's office. You're not even sitting face to face like this. I do face to face like this with patients and with the public because I want to get as much information out there as I can. And I can talk to 1,000 people here, whereas I can't do that in an hour as a doctor. Damn, my supervisors would have loved me. Did I experience food sensitivity when starting dairy or bread? Insensitivities, no, but my tastes changed and I still cannot eat a lot of volume. So, you know how we ate back when we were dieting? We ate a lot of volume to fill our stomachs and try to tell our brains we were full. Good luck on that. Never worked for me. I cannot eat large, and I say large, more than a quarter cup of vegetables, especially raw. It'll sit in my stomach forever. So, let's see. I'm afraid what this means for long term. At most, my weight loss record is not good. Oh, my weight loss record was terrible. These drugs have been around. Is it safe? This drug class has been around since the early 2000s. They started researching the GLP-1 receptor, which is what it hits in the early 1970s. So, food sensitivity. Yeah, I don't have it, but I don't have much I don't have a lot of food sensitivities. I have food aversions, especially after COVID. Weird. Go back to 10. Yeah, no, I agree with that, Beth. So 12 and a half. Some people hate 12 and a half. A lot of people hate 7.5. So they'll go back to 5 or back to 10 and it works like a charm. Let's see. I just want to make sure I didn't miss it. Oh, I don't think I did. Have I heard that counterfeit Ozempic is in the supply chain? I saw that. So I did not know that the Ozempic with insulin, I thought that was only overseas. But when I started delving in, because everybody started sending me that article, right? Counterfeit Ozempic has been going on for over a year. I did not know that in the US. Those are some of the deeper articles that aren't in pop culture media. I did not know the insulin, it didn't kill anybody in the US. I think that's why we didn't hear about it. But when they say we only order your Ozempic from reputable from reputable suppliers, I'm like, we're not. We're consumers. That's like CVS's responsibility, not mine. Like I'm just going to a pharmacy picking up drugs. So it's funny because I'm like, geez, I feel safer with compounded these days. Mm. Daughter has food allergies. Would you do an Everlywell test before seeing an allergist? That's a tough question. I don't know the answer to that. Me personally, now that I'm on tirzepatide and I could carry out an elimination diet, I would probably do that first. As much as, I've done it twice before, as much as I don't agree with some of the premises, like a Whole30 type elimination diet, not for the reasons that they say. But that would be my thing. I don't know that. Now, food allergies are no joke. They can kill you, right? Peanut, kill you. Peanut dust can kill you. So I like the allergists first to get the ones that are going to kill you out of the way. Because remember, I'm emergency medicine trained, so just don't die. The rest is gravy, right? Who cares if you're fat in a casket? Just stay alive. We'll figure the rest out. How much is Mounjaro without insurance? Right now, there is a coupon for without insurance coverage or without insurance. Without insurance, some pharmacies have a list price up to $2,200. Most it's around $1,000. Publix has it, I think, at $975. Same with HEB. If you have insurance but not insurance coverage, there's a coupon that'll bring it down to around $450, at least till the end of the year, which gives us 4 days. I don't know what I have to look on the website, what the new Mounjaro coupon looks like. Most of these drugs have coupons. Let's look and see. Savings and resources. Terms and conditions. See, that's the thing to click on. Don't look at their little clickbait of the $25. Let's see. Savings card ends 12/31. All right, still not a new one out. So we'll see. We'll see if they're coming out with a new one. How much is compound tirzepatide and semaglutide through, you guys? So we don't, I didn't see pricing on the site. Yeah, we don't put pricing on the site because it changes. The pharmacies changed when they can, they actually decrease their prices, which is awesome. So I got to pop it up because I don't keep this stuff in my head because they change it and I don't have brain space for that. Let's see. So it depends on your state, but tirzepatide, if you're on, say, 5 milligrams, we'll go with that dose. We've got, it looks like as cheap as $300 and that's all 50 states. So that's an easy one. Ooh, 260. If you're in Arizona, Florida, Ohio, New York, Tennessee, Virginia, or Wisconsin. um, so yeah, that looks like our best deals. And we give you choices in pharmacy because some people like certain pharmacies. A couple reasons we give you choices. Number one, it's illegal not to. That would be the number one reason. Number two, some people like other pharmacies. Some pharmacies formulations better than others makes them feel better. Months away for the appointment. Yeah. In the meantime, I would try an elimination diet and see how you feel. And you can do the every though the really well. I can't say that word. If you want, I would probably not go that route. I've done a lot of those things in the past and I couldn't carry them out at the time, so it didn't really matter for me. I'm currently on compound semaglutide. Can I switch to compound tirzepatide? We switch people all the time. We do not switch you dose for dose though. That could land you into the ER. We won't do that. We would start you again at 2.5. And then if you're good, then go up from there. My kiddo is deathly allergic to, and when you're on compounded, we go up fast if you don't have side effects. So we don't mess around. We're not here to like nickel and dime you. No, you need to stay there. No, we want your success. My kiddo is deathly allergic to sesame seeds. That sucks. That sucks. Like sesame oil too, I bet. That sucks. Because it's peanut, right? Sort of. It's the same type of allergy. That sucks bad. Hold on. I didn't see the compound pharmacy comment above that. I saw the reply though. Oh, it's an injection site reaction. Um, oh yeah, stays pink for 2 weeks, no pain or itch. So up to a third of the people in the studies developed an antibody to the medication. It does not decrease the effectiveness. It is not an allergy per se. Yeah, you get throat swelling, you get hives. That's an allergy. That's different. But as I always tell people the story. I had a friend who she was a nurse and she would get this. I'm talking red welt every week with her shot. And she's like, I'm not stopping, which was kind of hilarious in my opinion. She's like, no, it works too well. I'm not stopping. And it went away after about 6 months. So, but that's a doctor thing. And if I were your doctor, that's what I would say. Which GLP-1 is best for someone who's had pancreatitis? That's a hell of a question because it is no longer an absolute contraindication to GLP-1s. I don't know if one is better than the other. For our patient base, I would have to find out why you had pancreatitis because that will make a difference. How long can you refrigerate compound semaglutide? It should always be kept in the fridge. There are some pharmacies who tell you to freeze it. That's not what we don't usually use those pharmacies. We do have one who has a formulation that they'll tell you to freeze it. I don't understand the thought process, but they gave us research behind it and said it doesn't degrade the peptide. I just like to go on the actual brand name, how to handle it, right? Less than 84 degrees for good up to 28 days if it's unopened. Yeah, do not freeze meds. Okay, that was a short version. Let's see. If Ozempic isn't working, going on a cruise for 7 days, how should I handle my dose for the week? If you're anything like me, just take it like normal. Don't screw it up. If you missed the beginning of my story, I didn't take for the first Monday since July 4th, 2022. I missed a dose because I was on a cruise and decided not to take it because I wanted to eat cruise food. That was dumb. So now, as far as handling your dose, like going onto the cruise, you can take meds on a cruise. So $300 for an appointment and a prescription. So I don't know where the 300 came from. We're $89 a month for the medical care. And then whatever medication we decide on, you get pricing sheets that we say, okay, listen, which one do you want to go through? And some people will say, oh, I've heard this pharmacy has great results, but it's like $10 more expensive, but I'm going to go with that one. So you choose, like, we don't push you one way or the other. We, by design, we just give you the info. So, okay, pancreatitis from gallstones and now no gallbladder. I will tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a friend of mine who was a provider who is in this virtual space with me, and she developed pancreatitis because of gallstones, had her gallbladder out. The diverticulitis is not a factor in this case, but for me as a doctor. And so she got her gallbladder out and then restarted shortly thereafter with no difficulties. So because that is a transient thing, now you're still more prone to pancreatitis and you got to pay attention, but that would not be an absolute no for me. So I would talk to your doctor and say, hey, listen, what do you think? I have the meds, but I want care. My PC is not a specialist. Hey, Linda, are you still out there? So Linda, Linda's one of our patients. And I did not even realize until, I don't know, a few months ago, I was like, Linda, who's prescribing your meds? Because she still pays us for our medical care. And she's like, my doctor, but she didn't know what she's doing. So I come here. So that's actually like my super goal. Like if I were to tell you my don't tell anybody goal, prescribing the medication isn't that hard, right? You can train a monkey to write shit down. What's hard is management, is digging in. What happens when you're stalling? Oh my God, I've got these side effects. What do I do with it? We see it over and over again. So we're good at it. And we're nice people. At least we try to be nice people. I do swear a lot. Where to get my mic from? So funny you ask. So my Facebook and YouTube stream is going to end in 4 minutes. So I'll try to remember to say goodbye over there. If I don't, I'm sorry, goodbye and have a happy new year if I'm not back on live. The mic is a Heil PR40. My business coaches had it. I had a Blue Yeti. It was terrible. It wasn't terrible. It was better than a regular, like better than my Mac mic or whatever. But my business coaches were talking, they're doing these lectures and they got a new mic and they got a new like studio background and such. And I was like, what are they doing? Honorary sailor. That's me. See, a rising tide lifts all boats, especially with swear words. I can lift those boats with the F-bomb. But I was like, what the hell mic are they using? They sound amazing. And I'm still poppy, so my pop filter's in the mail. I won't tell you how much I paid for that thing. I was pissed because they have this super cute one, and my business coaches are going to be the death of me. They're also the success of me, so that's good too. But it's a PR40 by Heil, and I was floored. Plugged it in, and I was like, and one of our practice manager, she was listening. She's like, "You sound like you could be on radio." I'm like, "It's kind of fun." So TikTok's not getting the full benefit of that. It's mostly the YouTube because you can't. If you go over to YouTube and hear the sound quality, you'll be like, "Holy crap!" I was impressed. Anyway, so someone asked about traveling with meds. How would you suggest you travel with meds by plane? Never check it in luggage. Keep it in your carry-on. They make insulin coolers, right? So if you're a diabetic, kind of same thing, right? You have a chronic medical condition. I actually have a printout that our patients can get from our, we have a private patient group in school, SKOOL. I know the spelling error gets me, but it's a really good platform. So I use it, but you can order, if you Google FDA medication, fly with medications form, I actually put in there tirzepatide or whatever, and it is prescribed to me for this. Or prescribed to me, period. They don't have to know what, nobody cares. Nobody cares. And then bring it with you. So I always trust people who swear a lot. Yeah, me too. Because you know what? I know you're probably not lying to me. You're not sugarcoating anything. There's no bless your heart here. There's no y'all. I might live in Texas, but there are neither of those things. I'm not going to say bless your heart. I'll say, okay, listen, here's an issue we need to address. I'm not doing passive aggressive. It's not happening. All right. Let's scroll a little bit. Hashimoto's, yeah, you can take it. There's really very few contraindications with these medications. Very few. Gastroparesis is one. Medullary thyroid carcinoma or multiple endocrine neoplasia. Notice we never talk about that one because it's too long to say and the media doesn't care. Now, I only need to lose like 12 pounds. So my question for you would be, why can't you lose the 12 pounds on your own? No, I know why I can't. I can't lose the 6 pounds on my own. Let's be serious. Toward the end of the whole shindig, I couldn't lose a pound on my own. I mean, I couldn't diet longer than 5 minutes. It was like, oh, no, I'm just going to go eat more. So that's what we do is we dig in. All right. What milligrams do people often lose most? Totally variable. Completely variable. I lost the vast majority of mine on 2.5. I was on 2.5 for 3 or 4 months, and then I went up to 5. I tried going up to 5 too early because I thought I needed it and thought I was gonna die. That was bad. It was really bad. I thought I was gonna pass out. Like, my heart rate was dropping to 50. I don't know why. It was a weird vagal reaction. I was probably stressed anyway. Um, was on 15. So, yeah, was on 15, restarted at 2.5, lost 6 pounds in a week. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Yeah, it's insane. Any advice for getting a prior authorization? Funny you mentioned that.